All aboard. The 210 Chicago to the Twin Cities is boarding now.
The hustle and bustle of Union Station filled the air as travellers hurried along, their footsteps and voices echoing off the grand walls. The little boy covered his ears as the sound of trains thundered through Union Station. A conductor's voice boomed as he made the final call, frightening the toddler.
It's okay, baby. Mama is here. We'll be going soon. Here, play with this.
She handed him his favorite toy car. He happily accepted the toy and hugged his mother as tight as he could. He waved the car around in the air, making vroom and screeching sounds as he ran the car down the length of the stroller arm. Suddenly it slipped from his hand and rolled across the platform as if pulled by something. He called for his mother and father, but they couldn't hear him over the trains and the yelling conductor. The boy looked down at the stroller buckle and pressed the release as he had seen his parents do 1,000 times before. With the buckle undone, he sprang out of the seat and ran after the toy. People hardly noticed the little boy running past them, chasing his toy. In a strange flash of blue light, an older man appeared out of nowhere, sitting on the bench. He wore a tailored black suit with a purple tie. His large hands rested on a cane. On his cufflinks were the initials ATW. He had a greyish-silver beard and dreadlocks that draped across his broad shoulders. As he looked down, the older man and boy locked eyes. For an instant, they felt the sensation of full recognition of each other. The older man smiled and waved. The boy waved back. The moment passed, and the boy continued playing.
Hi, my name is Jalen.
Hey, that's my name.
Nice to meet you, Jalen. How old are you?
I'm 5. I'm a big boy.
Yes, you are. Just wait to see how big you get.
Suddenly there was another flash of blue light, and a tall man appeared. He was in his mid-30s, had broad shoulders, and wore a suit and tie. Long black dreadlocks in the ponytail hung down his back. He walked up to the older man and politely asked,
"Excuse me, sir, do you know where platform 11 is? I seem to have gotten turned around."
Sure, it's right over there, but that train is delayed for a while yet. Why don't you sit with us and chat?
The young man glanced at the boy and then back to the older man. As if possessed, the young man sat down. His eyes darted between the boy and the older man.
"Do I know you?"
Not yet, but you will. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our little friend here.
The young man glanced at the boy and then back to the older man. As if possessed, the young man sat down. His eyes darted between the boy and the older man.
"Hi, my name is Jalen. I'm 5.
The young man looked at the little boy, and the blood drained from his face.
"I'm Jalen and I'm 35. Wait, what is going on here? How is this even possible?"
The old man and boy laughed.
I have no idea, but it's real. I've learned over the years that when strange things happen, sit back and enjoy the show.
As the color drained from the young man's face, and he put his head in his hands.
Relax, kid.
"What's today? What is the date?"
The young man quickly glanced at his cell phone. It read June 19th.
"Old man, what day is it for you?"
Thursday. We never got the hang of Thursdays.
"You know what I mean."
It's June 19th, 2055. Don't be a jerk, kid.
"Hey kid, what about you?" "Never mind."
June 19th. Mommy says my birthday is in 2 days and I get to have a big chocolate cake with ice cream.
The little boy proudly said.
"What the if
Language! You don't want to be a bad influence on yourself, do you?
The old man said with a smile.
Haha, think you're funny, don't you?"
You know the answer to that question.
The young man rolled his eyes.
"So we are in the same place at the same time?"
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Again, how is this possible?
No clue. I got bored, took a walk, and ended up here. The boy is here with his family. You're 30-something and you're picking up a girl, aren't you?
But how?
Stop with the how and focus on the why.
This doesn't make sense.
Since when is the universe obligated to make sense to anyone? Look at the funny side. I'm beside myself and talking to myself. That's funny. Freud would have a field day with therapy sessions like this.
Manically, the old man laughs for a short time. Moments later, the boy can't help himself and points at his middle-aged self. The young man puts his face in his palm and shakes his head in annoyed disbelief.
"Are you two finished?"
Not yet.
The old man gets one more good chuckle and wipes away tears. The boy sits cross-legged between the two older men with a delighted grin.
Okay, so do you get it yet?
"Yeah, I think so. So are you going to tell me about the future?"
You know it doesn't work that way. Besides, when was the last time easy worked out for us?
"Fair point. So what can you tell me?"
Nothing yet, but why don't you start at the beginning?
The young man stood with a blank stare, playing with his beard. The older man looked at the floor while playing with his own beard. The boy looked back and forth between the men and scratched his chin. The young man finally broke his trance and looked at the boy.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
The boy paused for a moment and the old man nodded approvingly.
Big and strong like my dad.
Haha, you will, kid, you will.
The old man smiled as he twisted his beard around his fingers.
What about you, kid?
Me? I just got this teaching job. It's all I've wanted to do for the last few years. What can be better than that?
Oh, you'll see.
What?
Huh?
The old man said with a devious smile.
What about you, old man? What can you tell us?
Nothing, as I said earlier, but I'll say this.
The older man looked at the boy and patted the bench. The boy hopped up and sat next to him and looked him in the eye.
When you get to the castle wall, climb it and then jump off. Feel the fear and face it.
Will there be a dragon? The little boy asked excitedly.
The older man laughed heartily and the young man's eyes grew wider as he understood.
No, there are no dragons at the castle, but you'll face some later on. The fights will be rough, but you'll come out on top.
The young man grinned and nodded his head in agreement.
What about me?
You knucklehead, you have tougher fights ahead. Like our small friend here, you get through those too. The scars will be deeper, and the pain will last longer. Like our mother used to say, this too shall pass. Just don't let that big-ass head of yours get any bigger.
Oh, great, as if things weren't tough enough.
Ha! Again, when was the last time we did anything the easy way? Damn philosophy major. But that risk paid off, didn't it?
So far, yes. So, is that it? Is that all we're supposed to get out of this? Some ominous warnings, don't get me wrong. It's pretty wild, but you'd think the convergence of space-time and some particular matter would be a bit, more.
Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you?
What did you get out of all this?
That's an interesting question. What did Plato say in the Apology?
The unexamined life is not worth living?
You do remember good.
Yeah, but is that the correct meaning?
Meaning is use. We've been deriving meaning from philosophy to improve our lives before we discovered it. So then, smartass, what did I get out of this?
The young man crossed his arms and played with his beard. He looked at the boy and then at the older man.
You got to see the younger versions of yourself.
And the lessons from every failure.
The old man gestured towards the boy.
How much stronger are you than him? How much weaker are you than him?
Don't say it, please don't say it.
With a huge grin, the old man said,
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Okay, Yoda, I get what you're saying, but what about him?
Him? You know how stubborn we are. We couldn't tell him anything if we tried. If we change him, we wouldn't be us. We wouldn't be who we are now. He must learn so we can unlearn.
And the pain?
Especially the pain. He's gonna need it.
The boy happily looked up at the men. As they peered down, they all had a flash of déjà vu. The boy pointed upwards. The light surrounding the space they occupied began to flicker. The two men looked at each other and nodded.
Nice to meet you, old man. I'll see you again.
You too, kid. Don't be in such a hurry. Stop and look around once in a while. Hey, little guy, you want to go find your mom? He watched the old man escort the boy back to his mother. Excuse me, miss? Is this your little boy?
There you are. Come to Mama, baby.
She hugs her little boy tightly with a gasp of relief.
Hi, Mommy.
Thank you so much for finding him.
No problem. Take care. Bye, little guy.
Bye, mister.
Hold on, do I know you, sir?
No, unfortunately. But I do have one of those faces only a mother could love. Take care of that little boy. He's going to do many good things.
He said with a grin. He turned and a blue flash surrounded the man as he walked away.